Nehru University. These are all my classmates. Before starting, I would like to say that often JNU is considered as a place of anti-nationals. And here we are discussing about theatre and health. So I would just like to say that if antibodies are good for the body, then anti-nationals are good for the nation. Thank you. So, my research topic is broadly upon urban performance cultures across 1990 to present, and my site is around Western Maharashtra. And from there, I bring to you a project which is ongoing there, and it is exactly talking and making a difference about theatre and health. It's called the project called Manas Ranga Theatre Festival. It's a festival run by an organization called Manas Ranga Foundation, and they thought that they can give some fellowships to the young emerging directors, and they can host a workshops for them regarding mental health and creating a theatre out of it. And then they host a festival in Pune, and apart from that, then the plays travel across Maharashtra. So I'm trying to look at this particular initiative and this particular site. So the intervention of Manas Ranga. To understand the Manas Ranga Theatre Festival, one must first look at the landscape of urban Marathi theatre in Pune and Mumbai. For too long, the stage has been governed by elitist codes that often excludes the very people whose stories are being told. Manas Ranga emerges not just as a festival, but as a deliberate intervention. It seeks to bridge the gap between theatrical practice and the mental health pedagogy, treating performance as a tool for social democratization. Over the past 3 years, this initiative has moved beyond the traditional boundaries of art for art's sake, instead positioning mental health as a legitimate concern of public pedagogy and collective care. It challenges the notion that mental health is a private clinical issue and instead places it in the center of the public sphere, disrupting elitism through marginalized representation. One of the most profound ways Manas Ranga disrupts the status quo is through its fellowship program. By extending support to young emerging directors, the festival encourages a creative process that deliberately centers rural Maharashtrian representation and marginalized subjectivities. This is a political choice as much as an aesthetic choice. In a world where urban theatre often prioritizes middle class sensibilities, Manas Ranga insists on the theatrical and social significance of those who have been pushed to the periphery by using the language, symbols, and lived realities of rural and marginalized communities. The festival validates these experiences as sites of profound knowledge and artistic value. From theatre for to theatre with. A critical distinction in Manas Ranga's methodology is its shift from performing for a community to performing with and among them. This is the heart of community engaged performance making. Rather than arriving as experts to educate an audience, the practitioners of Manas Ranga embed themselves within the community. This approach dismantles the hierarchy between the performer and the spectator. It recognizes that the community is not a passive recipient of a message, but an active participant in a shared exploration about mental health. This collaborative spirit ensures that the plays produced are authentic reflections of the community's own pulse and struggles. The living archive of institutional spaces. The physical circulation of Manas Ranga's performance is equally revolutionary. Instead of being confined to elite, high-priced auditoriums, these plays travel to schools, colleges, community halls, and workplaces. This movement transforms these rigid institutional spaces into living archives of collective experience. When a workplace or a school hall becomes a theatre, the everyday moment is recharged with a new meaning. This circulation democratizes mental health awareness by meeting people where they are. It allows those who have been historically excluded from formal arts education to see their own lives reflected on stage, turning theatre into a diagnostic and pedagogical medium that is accessible to all, fostering alternative training models. Beyond the performance themselves, Manasranga democratizes the very idea of theatre making through its actor and theatre making workshops. These workshops represent a radical departure from codified institutional curriculums. Instead of following the rigid rules of traditional drama schools, Manasranga values embodied knowledge and grassroots practices. The training focuses on how the body carries history, trauma, and resilience. By prioritizing these alternative models of learning, the festival empowers individuals from all backgrounds to master the tools of theatre. It suggests that theatrical expertise does not belong solely to the academia, but to anyone willing to engage in the honest work of self-expression and community dialogue. To conclude, the carnival of survival and care. In conclusion, Manasranga allows us to reconceive the theatre institution entirely. It is no longer an elite cultural repository or a silent building. It has become a responsive, listening body. This is what we call the carnival of survival and care. In the face of contemporary mental health crisis, Manasranga offers a space for community solidarity. It reminds us that performance is just not about the entertainment. It is about the collective survival of our narratives and our well-being. By democratizing the stage, Manasranga proves that theatre can be a powerful living response to the challenges of our time, fostering a culture where care is a shared public responsibility. Thank you.